The 2020 election revealed a complex reality within the Latino community. While a majority voted for Biden, a significant portion, particularly men, threw their support behind Donald Trump. This division highlights the diverse political leanings within the Latino community, defying monolithic assumptions. It's crucial to understand the factors driving these choices, especially among those aligning with ideologies seemingly at odds with the community's interests. Many factors contribute to this phenomenon, including religious beliefs, economic anxieties, and social conservatism. However, one cannot ignore the influence of deeply ingrained patriarchal attitudes that resonate with Trump's rhetoric and policies. These attitudes, often rooted in traditional gender roles and family structures, contribute to a complex web of motivations behind Latino voting behaviors.
The concept of machismo, often associated with Latin American cultures, plays a significant role in shaping political views. Machismo, in its most basic definition, emphasizes male dominance, control, and a strict adherence to traditional gender roles. This can translate into support for strongman figures like Trump, who embody a certain hypermasculinity and authoritarianism that resonates with these beliefs. The allure of a powerful leader promising to restore order can be appealing to those who view societal changes, particularly regarding women's rights and LGBTQ+ acceptance, as threats to established norms. This fear of cultural shifts, coupled with economic anxieties, can fuel support for populist leaders promising to return to a perceived better time when traditional values reigned supreme.
The story of Rosa, a fervent Latina Trump supporter who faced deportation after overstaying her visa, exemplifies the tragic irony of blind allegiance. Despite her unwavering support for a president who demonized immigrants, Rosa found herself ensnared in the very system she defended. Her story is a stark reminder of the disconnect between rhetoric and reality. It exposes the human cost of supporting policies that ultimately harm those who embrace them. Rosa's experience serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the dangers of prioritizing ideology over empathy and the need to recognize the humanity of all individuals, regardless of their immigration status.
The U.S. immigration system has long been plagued by systemic biases that disproportionately impact people of color. From discriminatory policies to racial profiling, the system is designed to disadvantage and exclude. This bias is evident in the disparate treatment of immigrants from different countries, with those from Latin America and other non-European nations facing greater scrutiny and harsher consequences. The Trump administration's policies, including the Muslim travel ban and the separation of families at the border, exacerbated these existing inequalities. These actions reflect a broader pattern of xenophobia and racism that permeates American society, impacting not just immigration, but also access to healthcare, education, and economic opportunity.
Section 5. Reconciling Values, Trumpism, and the Erosion of Rights. Supporting Trump often requires turning a blind eye to his administration's assault on women's rights and liberal values. From attempts to restrict access to reproductive health care to the rollback of environmental protections, Trump's policies have directly contradicted the principles of equality and justice. This dissonance raises critical questions about the motivations of those who continue to support him. How do they reconcile their personal beliefs with the actions of a leader who actively undermines the rights and freedoms of marginalized communities? This contradiction demands introspection and a critical examination of the values we prioritize as a society.
Despite the challenges, women continue to be at the forefront of the fight for social justice. From organizing protests to advocating for policy changes, women are raising their voices and demanding to be heard.
This resistance is crucial in the face of attempts to silence dissent and roll back progress made on women's rights. It's essential to amplify these voices, support their efforts, and stand in solidarity with them. The fight for equality is far from over, and it requires the collective action of all who believe in a just and equitable society. Women's voices are powerful instruments of change, and their continued activism is essential to achieving true equality.
U.S. immigration policies often place a disproportionate burden on women. Many women migrate fleeing domestic violence or seeking better economic opportunities for their families. However, the current system often traps them in vulnerable situations, making them reliant on abusive partners or exploitative employers due to their immigration status.
Furthermore, policies like family separation traumatize mothers and children, leaving lasting emotional scars. It's imperative to advocate for immigration reform that prioritizes human rights, family unity, and the safety of women and children. We must create a system that offers refuge and opportunity rather than perpetuating cycles of vulnerability and exploitation.
Navigating the complexities of family approval while advocating for social justice can be a delicate dance, particularly within Latino communities. Traditional values often emphasize respect for elders and avoiding confrontation, even when their views clash with progressive ideals. This can create internal conflicts, as individuals grapple with reconciling their personal beliefs with family expectations.
However, it is possible to honor one's family while also staying true to one's values. Open and honest dialogue, while challenging, can bridge generational divides and foster understanding. It's about finding a balance between respecting cultural norms and advocating for a more just and equitable future for all. Moving forward requires engaging in difficult conversations about race, gender, and privilege. We must challenge our own biases, listen to the experiences of others, and work together to dismantle the systems that perpetuate inequality. This includes confronting patriarchal attitudes within our communities and advocating for policies that promote social and economic justice for all. It's through dialogue, empathy, and collective action that we can create a more inclusive and equitable society. The journey requires introspection, education, and a commitment to dismantling the structures that divide us. Let's embrace the challenge and work towards a future where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.